The Bad Boys Podcast brought to you by Man Up Down Under, high-performing underwear that cups your junk like the soft hands of an angel. Visit manupdownunder.com.au. Today on the show, we unveil the 2022 Bogan Baby Names, and there are some corkers in there.
We offer ourselves up for the Kardashians' $100 million TV deal.
And the new raw meat diet, and we mean mooing.
All that and more on the Bad Boys Podcast.
If you want the hard-hitting journalism of Four Corners, the reliable current affairs of, well, a current affair, and the planning that goes into classy shows like The Project, then you've tuned into the wrong podcast. It's comedy, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and news stories that makes Fox News sound like an episode of The Muppets. Or maybe it's the other way around. Conversations no one wants to have, but everyone wants to hear. This is the Bad Boys Podcast. Welcome to the Bad Boys Podcast for another week, and no special guests this week. It's just Andrew and I, just having a chat.
So God help the lot of you.
Well, hey, I pulled out all stops last week. Oh, actually, no, you got one of the interviewers as well, so... We've just been slack. Been slack. That's it.
Yeah, look, people can only handle so much awesomeness, which is why we're back. So, yep.
Oh, I thought you were going to say people can only handle so much awesomeness. That's why we bring guests on every now and then just to...
But yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing.
Hey, we got a review sent through. Please, guys, if you're listening to the show... leave a review on Apple because that's where all the reviews come through. We love getting reviews. Not only does it help our ego, it also boosts our ratings up as well. So, thumbs up for that. So Dave sent a review in and he said, I only heard about you guys recently. You guys rock. Your potties, apparently that's what podcasts are called now. Your potties are honest, very fucking funny, and leave me feeling like I just had a couple of beers and talked shit with my mates. I love the fact that you guys have your own strong opinions on so many topics, but also allow others to have their opinions, even if they oppose yours.
Right. And look, it's not our fault that everybody else is wrong, first of all. Right. Let's just make that abundantly clear.
Exactly.
That's their fault. But, big shout out to Dave. First of all, thanks for sending that through. Really made my week. That did. It bloody did. You hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what we're trying to achieve. Just a couple of guys talking complete and utter shit, hopefully to everybody's entertainment. We throw in a few good interviews in there as well and try and mix it up a little bit. Fortunately for us, the world gives us plenty of crazy shit to talk about.
Yeah. So please send us a review. And Dave, checks in the mail. Thanks for that, mate. Well done.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it. Mate, just before the show, you pointed out that you saw an image, and it seemed to really bother you. It kind of disturbed you a little bit.
It did bother me. So there's this chick on the Hills TV show, and she's been, she's out in public doing, and her name is Heidi Montag.
Heidi Montag.
Yeah, Montague? I don't know. Heidi,
we're
anyway.
Bogans, mate.
Heidi's a raw meat diet girl. She likes her raw meat. Now, I mean, if you're going to go out in public and you're in a raw meat diet, right, what would you do? You'd maybe put it in like a container, right, and you'd chop it up. I'm looking at this image. Seriously, my wife, who's a vegetarian, would be gagging right now if you saw this image, right?
And I love my meat too, but I'm almost gagging.
In fact, I'm going to put this image up on our page, and I'm going to ask anyone who wants to comment it, like, what do you call it? Put a caption on this, because it's so bad.
Yeah.
I don't
know.
She's got this big slab of meat.
No, it's bison heart. What does she think she is? Daenerys Targaryen? Mother of dragons?
So... And she's like eating this bison heart. That makes it even worse than raw liver. She's eating a heart. She's pulled it out of a plastic bag. In the bottom of the bag is blood.
Yeah, like 2 inches of blood floating around in there.
Now, is it just me, or is there something really, really disturbingly wrong with that?
I don't know, mate. I mean, look, I'm actually really struggling with it. And look, and don't get me wrong, I love my meat and I love my steaks cooked rare. I'm a bit of a bloke when it comes to how I want my meat cooked, and I like it done properly as well. And look, don't get me wrong, I love raw meat as well. So I love a lot of Japanese prepared raw meat because, I mean, we all know the Japanese are meticulous in everything they do, including their food preparation, even raw fishes and all the rest of it. That's not for me. Even if that was a steak, I at first thought it was like a rump steak that she was howling down on, tearing with her teeth in the middle of the street, which who would do that anyway? But a bison heart.
Look, the other night I misjudged my timings with my meals and that, and I didn't quite cook my steak enough. And I like a good cooked steak. Anyway, because I didn't want the rest of the dinner to go cold, and I'm sitting down, I'm eating it, and Tanya's like, "Oh my God, that is still red inside. You can't eat like." I'm like, no, it's fine. I like it like this. Some people like a blue, where they just sear each side of it and that's it. But I literally felt like not that well afterwards. I felt a bit sick, and I don't normally feel like that when if the meat's just a little bit raw. Honestly, eating this, I think I would vomit up. Now this girl, it's like she hasn't even cut it up. She's just got the whole heart, and she's honestly, it's like she's on the set of Walking Dead, and they're just ripping into flesh.
Yeah, that is in her Dolce Gabbana belt buckle and all the rest.
It just looks so.
I don't get it. I just don't get it, mate. I really don't.
We were talking about. Meat eaters and that, and we were talking about the Disney lion enclosure and that. This girl would fit right at home. Like, I reckon she'd attack the lion and just give it a go.
That's what I was about to say. I'm not too sure who would be more worried, the lion or the the people walking past her at the time. And you had an update for that? You had has there been more news on what's going on with that?
Not at Disney, but there is another zoo where there's been an incident, and this is a zoo in the UK. Now, there was a monkey enclosure, right? And this monkey, and it's got like these tall sort of poles or whatever. This monkey climbs up the pole, sees a seagull flying by. He's on the top of the pole. He literally swipes the seagull from the sky, and then
that's not all.
Batters it to death and devours it in front of the kiddies.
Right. Grabs this seagull on top of this pole, and when he batters it to death, he literally, it's like he's got the seagull by the legs or something, and he's clubbing it against the top of this pole. Now, first of all, I'd just like to say, monkey, you've achieved something on my bucket list. Who hasn't wanted to do that to a fucking pesky seagull at least one point in their life? Now, I'm not too sure about the eating it business, although the monkey thought it was quite happy eating a seagull. I didn't even know monkeys were meat eaters. I got to be honest with you.
Me either. I thought that they were vegetarians.
Right.
But then...
bananas and apples and whatever.
I think he's been watching that chick off the hills, though, because, not only did he club it to death, then eat it, the seagull went limp in his arms. And what does he do? He starts licking the blood off his fingers. Now,
I know, it's pretty gruesome viewing.
If I'm just thinking about this poor kid down the bottom that's watching this while his mum's taking photos of this monkey just clubbing a seagull to death. And the poor kid is just like he's completely never going to be the same again. He's just watched this monkey. Oh, no.
I mean, the kid probably grew up watching Curious George like my kids did, and suddenly George has gotten a little too curious with that seagull and thought, not only do I get to club this thing to death, which I've been wanting to do for a long time because they're fucking annoying, but maybe if they taste good.
I know.
It might be a double dodecathon of enjoyment there.
But it didn't finish there, right? So he drops the seagull, climbs down the pole, then rips the seagull apart to pull its insides out, and then dragged it back to the cage to eat. I mean, like, what?
Wow.
What the fuck? Like,
it's one of those viewing. It's like when you see a lion, hunting an antelope or something like that. There's a bit of you that says, "Oh, wow, that's kind of, it's powerful and it's awesome and all that stuff." And the other bit's, "Oh, sorry about the antelope." You feel sorry for the antelope being mauled by a lion. I got to be honest, mate. I had no feelings for that seagull whatsoever. I was cheering for the monkey.
So the guy that took the photos, Jamie and his wife Beck, they literally did have a son, Dominic, who was watching the whole thing as well. I mean, like, that kid's going to be like someone's actually commented, it would have scarred him for life. If I was his age, I'd have been terrified. I think I'm raising a psychopath.
I know. Look, I got to say, there is now a GoFundMe page set up. It's been set up by someone in Canberra. The GoFundMe page is to try and get the monkey to join the Labor Party in the hope that he might be able to club ScoMo to get to death on top of a big power pole. And look, if the monkey wants to eat him too, all better. At least we don't have to pay for a state funeral then. And by the way, to all the people out there that sit there and they're going, "Oh my God, he just advocated violence against our leader." You know what? Yes, I did. And 2, it's a fucking joke.
The leader.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, and a funny one at that. Yes. Don't get me started on him and the federal government's response to the floods and all that sort of stuff. That's just ridiculous. You ever been cruising down the main street with your mates only to be laughed at by the gorgeous girls passing you by? Well, maybe you need to get your own ride and leave your mum's Camry at home. Turning your cruising dreams into a reality has never been easier than it is now with Iconic Motorhouse. Regular draws, limited numbers, and access to special and unique deals from over 4,500 popular brands. They don't do Camrys, they only give away real men's cars, eye-catching cars that'll get them purring like a pussycat. So don't be a turkey. Go to iconicmotorhouse.com, choose how many tickets you want, and for a limited time, they'll increase your odds. It's never been easier to win a customised showpiece that will get their attention. iconicmotorhouse.com, giving you the opportunity to fulfill your motoring fantasy.
This is the Bad Boys Podcast.
Welcome back to the Bad Boys Podcast.
Bogan Baby Names. We do this every year. But before we do that, seriously, what the fuck? Kyle Sandilands. Now, hang on. Kyle's 50, right? I don't know about you.
Yeah, and then some. Yep.
And then no, he is 50. I looked it up. I actually did some fact checking. Apparently, he is 50 right now. Now, I don't know about you.
Apparently, as it turns out, he's still able to sustain a healthy erection.
Yes. I
He's
know.
actually
What's
got some poor lass pregnant. And I believe she's even his wife or something.
Apparently. But at 50, I mean, I couldn't even think about starting again at 50.
Well, it's a funny thing, actually. My father always used to say it was having a baby after 50 was actually this whole karma. Now, it doesn't appear to be the case, obviously, in Sandilands' way. He was just too ugly to anybody to have sex with him earlier. But my father always used to refer to these big business executives who end up by dicking their secretary. The wife finds out, they split, right? So they divorce. The wife takes more than her fair share, half, because she bloody deserves it, because obviously if he's dicking the secretary, he's a dickhead. But then the secretary ends up by getting pregnant.
And he's going through it all over again.
Right. And the karma is that these business executives are going to be retired at the age of 55 or 60, and they're going to have teenagers in the house still. Like, how's that for getting fucked twice?
Well, hang on. Kyle's going to be 65 and the kid's still going to be at school. What's with that?
Well, he's got to leave his $3.20 estate to someone, doesn't he?
Look, I knew a guy in radio. He was a copywriter, so he'd write all of the ads. So this was in the days of get the typewriter out and they'd tap away at the typewriter to create the commercial. And I made a mistake. So out comes that. I'll start it all over again. He was probably in his late 60s, I think. He was Catholic. He had 9 kids.
Wow.
He had no choice but to be a copywriter for the rest of his natural-born life.
Jumping yowzers, 9 kids. I tell you what, you'd be putting them out to work as soon as they hit 12, wouldn't you? So they can add to the family kitty.
That's right. Right.
Like, seriously,
how old are you?
Have you not heard of a thing called a condom?
So you're 4 now. You can work. Off you go. Start earning your way.
Like Elon Musk has just dropped another one as well.
What's with that?
So he had a set of twins, then a set of triplets to his previous wife, and then he's had a single with his current wife, which is on and again, off again, Grimes or whatever her name is, and then they've just dropped another one.
My God.
I know.
And here I am. I'm just about to be a grandfather in a month.
Wow.
How
First of
about
all,
that?
congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome. But now you're officially fucking old.
I know, right?
Jumping houses. And you're not even Logan. You're not like a Logan grandfather either.
No, I'm not.
I mean,
I'm
Logan
not,
grandfathers, they're grandfathers at the ripe old age of about 32, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. and I'm pretty sure my daughter wouldn't want to name, her daughter any of the names that we're going to be talking about today. My son might.
Well, see, the
but-
interesting thing was, I reckon Kyle Sandilands' son's name needs to end up in the bin for obvious reasons that'll come things. So let's see if we can guess what it is by going through the list of baby names.
Now, I've got to say that these names are best thought about with a mullet cut as well. So, if you're thinking about this name, just think about it in terms of a kid wearing a mullet. Or there is actually a new mullet. It's called a wolf cut.
Wolf cut.
A wolf cut, where what it is, it's like really sort of tight at the sides, like really shaved at the
like a mullet.
sides and then down at the back. Yeah, wolf cut.
Well, isn't that just a normal mullet? Because normal mullets are really short at the sides, party at the front, business at the back.
Yeah. They kind of, I mean, like if I remember the mullet back in the 80s, a lot of them had the front part permed.
Oh, shit.
Do you remember that?
That's right.
Fucking tragic, seriously.
Jumping yowzers. That's crazy.
It'd be like you're rocking up at school with a perm and then this long mullet at the back and all of the mates are going, oh, that looks amazing.
One of the boys we got in our house, one's got really long hair, right? So he's going for more the long hair sort of hippie surfy look. One keeps his hair short and tight, which works for him. And, the other one's got so much hair, like on top, and it's all curly and all that sort of stuff. I mean, it's gorgeous, really. I mean, I think the girls go crazy for him, but he's got no idea what's going on. And there's so much of it that he literally can walk around the corner and it takes him about half an hour for his body to pass after you've already seen the fringe. It's just outrageous. I'm absolutely jealous as all hell, of course, because he's got more hair on his head than I have on my entire body, and that's really saying something.
Baby names. Back to the. So okay, first one.
Okay, baby names.
Brexley.
Fuck me, and that's Leigh, Brexleigh. What's this little fad like Brody, Joy Me, with the Meigh?
But why Brex? What is it? British Brexit?
Brexit, yeah. Brexley. I don't know. It's like Ivy's. Oh fuck! I don't even know how to pronounce that one.
And like that A Brexley. I think maybe you pronounce it Brexley, and the A sound is
Lee.
Try to make it a bit more legit.
Oh no, like Slay.
Slay. Yeah. That's how I would
Brexley.
look at it. Yeah, Brexley.
Brexley, put your sister down. Yeah, nice one. That's good.
This one's a little bit hard to pronounce, right? So, okay, so we're talking about. Are we going to go through the whole list here? So these are girls' names.
Oh yeah, we'll pick out the good ones. These
are girls' names.
But Julie's
right, okay.
good one.
So you got Brode, Jemay. This is Ivazy.
I don't even know how to pronounce that.
I know, right? Jules good. That's not bad.
Yeah,
Cardi,
JWL. I mean, look, you're not truly Bogan until you've gotten a perfectly good name and rewritten it with shit that just doesn't make sense. because that kid is going to be explaining how to spell their name for the rest of their natural born life.
Well, you can imagine, you can understand Cardi, like, you get named after a Bacardi.
Yeah, and there's also, of course, Cardi B, but that's with a
Cardi B.
C. This is Cardi with a K, or Kior, which is like Dior.
Now, probably the worst one for the girls.
Yeah,
Salmon.
Salmon. Yeah, let's name our daughter after a fish. That's really going to go down well. I mean, seriously, surely that name's going to stink after a while.
Yeah. She got like beady little eyes and breathes out of her neck,
right?
Flops around everywhere.
And Miracle, Miraccle. I mean, again, why do you have to? I mean, okay, you want to call your kid Miracle, fair enough. Maybe the kid was a postman's child, but do you have to misspell it so badly? Okay, what about boys' names?
Okay, there's the two that I like. Brave.
Yeah, that kind of works. And that's not even spelt wrong.
No. And then I actually, call me crazy, but the next one is Draven. I don't mind that one. Draven. Hi, I'm Draven.
Yeah, that kind of works a little bit. I suppose it's better than Draxler or Cashton.
Cashton could be good. You could be putting a name on a kid for the rest of his life that's going to bring him a shit ton of money.
Right.
Hey?
Oh, this is a good one. Now, this has got to be a name that's represented all through Western Sydney.
Yeah.
Legend.
A legend.
Because he's a fucking legend, mate. He's a fucking legend.
Legend.
Ledgen. Like, holy shit. Oh, Raw.
Well, I mean, fuck, you may as well have called them Meow or Bark.
Yeah. Or listen to this one, Zinc. I mean, really.
Like,
if anybody really wants a good, strong name for a boy, name him after a product that you put on your nose.
I know. It's just bizarre. So these are the big names this year, hey?
Well, see, the big question is, getting back to Kyle Sandilands, and I said that his son's name really needs to end up in the bin, right?
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see if it catches on, whether he creates a trend or whether his son's name is on the Bogan list next year, because he said that his son's name was going to be Otto. Like, where's your wheelie bin? Where's wheelie bin in jail, mate?
What?
Otto, as in the Otto bin.
The Otto bin?
Yeah, I think he might have actually taken it from the character, the main young fella character from Sex Education, Gillian Anderson, and I can't remember what the male actor's name is, but his character was called Otto.
See, I would have immediately thought German, like, Otto van Buren. I mean, like, why would he go German?
I wouldn't have gone there. But yeah, Otto, yeah, right.
Otto.
I mean, look, I actually don't mind it.
But you don't mind it? I think it's the worst name in history. If you're European of German descent, then great, fine, it works. But I'm pretty sure he's as Aussie as Aussie.
I'm pretty sure he is. I'm actually a little surprised he didn't name his son Fuckwit, because I would have thought that would have been much better. But
a little fucker.
But you know what they say? Kids should not pay for the sins of the father. My kids will be safe then.
I know. Well, look, you know what? Have a think about your name, because it could affect the kid for the rest of their life. Yeah. Now, Andrew, you're not well.
Yeah. You know what? Yes, you're right. I'm not 100%. Am I sick? Yet to be admitting that just yet. However, having said that, I am feeling the worse than I have felt in the last 5.5, maybe 6 years. I think mid 2016.
Right.
Was the last time I had any type of cold or flu.
It's because you left the house,
it's entirely possible that I could in fact actually have COVID. I did a test yesterday. It was negative. I had a close contact in the office the other day who's tested positive, and my son came home from school and all of his mates are positive.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, look, people will be relieved. At least now I won't have to be walking around the streets licking strangers so I can catch it. Because, up until this point, we haven't even had it in this area. But, of course, our government and all their really, really good work has meant that it's still spreading like wildfire. So, who knows? See what happens over the next few days.
I heard there's a new variant coming out which is a variant from the Omicron, and they're all worried about it. Apparently, the UK.
I know. I just wish they'd stop releasing them. I think we're a bit over it by now. I think we kind of got the point. the guys, just keep them in the biolabs that you've got hidden in all these weird places like Ukraine, apparently. That's the latest conspiracy theory, that apparently Russia's actually blowing up US, biolabs all through Ukraine, but we'll deal with that later. But yeah, look, I found out today because I'm finding, I'm feeling a bit sick. My son's definitely sick. I mean, he's high fevers, the whole lot, shakes, and everything like that. Feeling really, really ordinary, but he's still testing negative. Yeah. And it can only be two things. One, he doesn't have it and he's got something else because, God forbid, there were other diseases around before COVID came around. I know nobody will believe that because we've all got short memories, but we even used to have this strange thing called the flu once upon a time. That's spelt FLU, just for anybody who didn't know. But apparently you can actually have COVID and test negative in the first 5 days.
Wow.
So day 5 is apparently the turning point where you should be testing positive if you've got it. So
maybe I did have it after
that'll
all.
be Sunday for me. We'll see what comes Sunday night. Look, I'm really fortunate that it's a known fact that COVID is actually killed by Scotch, particularly good Scotch. Is a lot more effective and stuff like that. So I've just set that up with a little intravenous drip here.
Hey, now, man up, down under. Have you got your new jocks yet?
I have, and they are so super comfortable. I'm loving these jocks. In fact, I've got to say this, I've actually started throwing out all my old jocks too.
The ones with the holes in them.
Anybody who knows a guy's wardrobe, and particularly his underpants drawer or his underpants slot in his wardrobe, like I've got, that throwing out old underwear is it's a ceremony for guys, I think. It requires ceremony. It's a big deal.
I'm still stuck on that underwear slot that you're talking about.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's quite an eclectic mix now. I've got my fancy new undies, which is my man up, down under undies there. I've got my old tradie undies, which honestly were never really all that good, but they were the only thing available that, as we say in the man up, down under ad, the only thing available that held my weight with ease. But they don't breathe properly. They're like this shiny kind of lycra stuff, and Yeah, no, you don't want that. And nobody likes the G-string lycra.
Especially if you're trading, anyway. Like that, seriously.
Right. You need stuff that breathes. And I've got some of the old school ones, so I've been slowly throwing them all out. I've just been doing it in bits and pieces because I think spiritually and emotionally, I don't think I'd be able to cope throwing it all out at once.
It's like an unburdening, isn't it?
Right. And I'm in this household. We all have the man up, down under undies here, and we all have different colours, so we don't ending up with each other's undies because that's just.
What colour are you? Can I ask? I bet you're
I'm blue.
Green. Oh, you're a blue. Ah,
I'm blue. Yeah.
See, I would have been a purple.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, one of the boys has got purple. One of the boys has got green. One of the boys has got yellow, and I've got baby blue.
Blue.
I'm excited about that.
So, guys, make sure you don't waste your time on cheap underwear. Treat yourself to underwear that fits, underwear that breathes, and underwear that supports you where it matters most. Man up, down under. Underwear that cups your junk like the soft hands of an angel. Now, when we come back, we are going to be talking about what we would do if someone gave us $100 million to appear on TV. I could think of a few things.
Yeah. Well, first thing I'd do is I'd go and get my bikini wax done. Just trust
That's
me.
coming up on the Bad Boys podcast. This is the Bad Boys podcast. Welcome back to the Bad Boys podcast. I'm still thinking about that monkey. Oh my God. Hey,
no, it's pretty good. I've watched that video a few times.
Oh my God. Hey, now, what would you do? Speaking of, watching things, what would you do if someone came up to you and said, we're going to give you a TV show. It's going to be called The Bad Boys TV show. We're going to give you $100 million.
Yeah. I mean, really, you could create some content with that sort of budget, couldn't you?
But would you? I mean, let's be honest. What do the Kardashians actually do with that $100 million anyway? They just go around living their life, living the dream. Yeah,
look, there's probably a few things going on there. Okay, first of all, I don't know. I don't know what they do. I've never seen a single episode in the 20 years that they've been running. Like, I can't even believe that they've been doing this for 20 bloody years.
Not even when Kanye was part of the cast.
Right. Now, if anybody's who's seen the movie The Replacements, Keanu Reeves, Gene Wilder was in there as well. There's a particular scene where the quarterback that Keanu Reeves replaced, who was on strike, was complaining about the cost of insurance on his Ferrari, right? Because people are going, "Oh, you guys get paid too much. You're all prima donnas." And he goes, "You know how much my insurance costs on my Ferrari, motherfucker?" I think a large part of that budget, $100 million, is going to waxing Kim Kardashian's ass. I mean, seriously, with the amount of implants and everything she's got going on in there, I think there's a few Big Macs packed away in there too. She seriously has got an ass bigger than Greenland, and there's a lot of maintenance, I reckon, that's got to go into that.
She'll be able to make it as big as the Arctic Circle with that amount of money. Right.
Well, let's not go into Kim Kardashian's Arctic Circle because that is probably going to push the explicit rating just a little bit too far. But, like, seriously, what do? They'd sit around and talk and bitch and moan and carry on and go, "Oh, my God, my eyelash extension fell out. Can anybody find it?" And, like, seriously, $100 million to follow a family around that are probably responsible for completely the wrong body image of millions of young girls all over the world and the wrong idea that guys have as well. Yeah. I mean, look at Kanye West. You know, his mental health issues, the situation he's in, nobody's telling me that isn't a direct result of hanging out with the Kardashians too bloody long. I'd be fucked up in the head too. I don't fully understand it. Like, people say money can't buy happiness, and it can't. Money can't buy happiness. But what it can sure as hell do, it can get rid of a whole bunch of things that are making you unhappy. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't get it. It'd be like when they were announcing the fact that they were going to do some special TV deal with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry.
Yeah, which they never did anything with.
Holy shit. I'd rather stand around and watch bananas go mouldy, in all honesty with you. I mean, even watching paint dry has got to be fascinating in comparison to that. But, like, who in their right mind would want to actually watch that? And
So what would they get? If you didn't make any changes right now, right, and if you were like, I'm just going to go about my daily business, and they gave you $100 million, what would they get right now?
Not much.
Me sitting at the
computer, seriously,
watching the telly on the
couple of phone calls, out on the lawnmower, pottering around the garden, going to the beach, having a couple of drinks in the garden,
scratching your nuts,
me gorging myself. Now there's something to watch, like me gorging myself on bickies and prosciutto and cheese and hummus and all that sort of stuff. I mean, tell you what, that's a fucking Disney needs that in its bloody adventure park.
That's worse than the raw.
I mean, really, diet. Friday afternoon when I walk into the kitchen, that hummus starts hiding real fast.
What do you call it? Hummus? Hummus or hummus? Hummus, lad.
Hummus or hummus? You said it the same way both times.
It's hummus.
Hummus. I like my hummus.
It's hummus, H-O, isn't it?
Hummus, it's hummus.
Give me some crackers and cheese, love.
Yeah, and some hummus.
No, some French onion dip, that's what you want.
Oh, yeah.
Bit of French onion dip.
Give me the guacamole or the baba ganoush well before French onion dip.
Bit of celery with a bit of peanut butter on it.
Thanks, love.
Thanks, love.
Did you notice that Kanye West, his new girlfriend, because his last one only lasted a few weeks and stuff like that, but his new girlfriend is the spitting image of Kim Kardashian, and her fashion is modelled off Kim Kardashian, and she is now taking photos that mimic Kim Kardashian's Instagram posts.
But okay, you're right. Okay, now, you go out with any girl who is that age, that is in, say, US, chances are their fashion is going to be influenced by Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, but this woman also looks like her, has curves like her,
But Kim Kardashian has become such a iconic person in fashion for no real reason whatsoever, except she's fucking famous, right?
She's got a big ass.
She's famous for having a big ass. That's really what it's about. That's it. And so there's a lot of a lot of women that are copying that. Honestly, every second person that he swipes left on Tinder is going to be a Kardashian lookalike.
Yeah, see, this is the funny thing. I don't get Kanye West.
Maybe he has a type.
I don't think I've ever seen the guy smile. In fact, I don't think he has teeth. I don't think I've ever seen his teeth. Does he have teeth?
Or
is he just all gums
I've
behind it?
That's
That's why he doesn't open his mouth.
I've seen his teeth.
You've seen his teeth?
Yeah.
Wow. The guy, look, a lot of people have mental health issues, I get you, and it's a really tragic thing. But I tell you what, I just have never seen the guy even remotely emotional.
No. Oh.
I don't know whether it's his meds. His meds are wrong or something like that, and he's just like literally dumbed out.
I've seen videos where he's angry.
Yeah, I suppose. And he did punch that guy in the car the other day.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, it's good for him to let it out.
Well, that's paparazzi and all that sort of stuff will catch you when you're at the bad time. They probably do not get a photo of Kanye West smiling. We only want grumpy photos of Kanye West because that's what sells.
Well, he stands there on the red carpet with his glamour bot ex-wife now, but Kim looking glamorous, right? Mm. And he's in there with jeans and the tracksuit pants and his Yeezys on, just going, yeah, it's cool to look like a bloody Esho, mate. It's like, yeah. What a turkey. And they talk about him being some sort of musical genius and stuff like that. You know what? Any fucking monkey could put together an album of Christian songs. There's been Christian rock bands around for decades and none of them went bloody anywhere. As it turns out, neither did his career after he did it as well.
Well, certainly not your Christian rock band with the yellow suit and the
look, I tell you what, that was decades
flute?
ahead of its time. People just weren't ready for that level of awesome.
What did you play again? Was it a flute or a clarinet?
A clarinet. No, my brother played the flute.
See, I reckon if you had have got a saxophone, now that would have been cool.
I did play the sax for a while, but just not in a church band.
You could have worn any coloured suit with that saxophone. Doesn't matter. Forget it. You're playing the sax.
I always wanted to play the sax in golfing gear at the church. I reckon that could have worked. I reckon the women would have gone absolutely bonkers.
You could have worn nothing. It would have worked. It's a saxophone.
Well,
saxophones are super cool.
The problem is I wouldn't have attracted the girls. I probably would have attracted those strange men up on the stage in those white frocks. That's never comfortable for anyone.
Never good. Hey, now, the type of music you won't hear on Bad Boys FM is what we've just been talking about because it's cool music.
Yeah. It's and same as bloody Kanye West. We're not going to be playing any of his bloody crap either. No. It's like, seriously.
No. Not Gold Digger, not nothing. He doesn't even get a look in.
I mean, someone might argue that his music is music with attitude, but when your attitude says, look at me, I'm a turkey, it's probably
it's not that sort of attitude we want, no.
No, that's right.
Now, make sure you head over to our social media pages, which is Official Bad Boys Podcast on both Facebook and Instagram. We've given away the tickets for the Under the Southern Stars. The concert's underway. We'll hopefully get some updates on what's happening with that around Australia. Fantastic lineup. Can't wait to see how that all goes, being the first international acts. Check out the updates on our social media pages. And
if you want to listen to some bloody good music with real attitude, go to badboysfm.com. Free music, round the clock, all the time, wherever you are, on any device you want. badboysfm.com. And it's just amazing. It's great music to listen to. Just get on there.
It's good.
It's good.
It's good. It's good. Thanks, guys.
Badboysfm.com is good.
It's good. It's good. Press plus or follow to hear more great episodes from the Bad Boys. Or check us out on our social media at Official Bad Boys Podcast on both Facebook and Instagram.